Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple Haze Podcast. I am your lovely host, Isaac, here. So, the Vikings continue on their winning ways, improving to 6-4 on the season, beating the New Orleans Saints at US Bank Stadium. Final score 27-19. The best way to put this, it was really a tale of two halves. It was so relaxing in the first half to very stressful in the second half as far as like unnecessary drama that happened in the second half. I basically will get to that in just a minute and explain why that is. First off, let's get to the stats. Vikings won the time of possession battle by 7 minutes. Vikings stats: total yards 388 total yards, 263 passing yards, 125 rushing yards, 2 turnovers, 23 first downs, 6 of 15 on the third down conversions, 3 sacks. And as for the Saints, 280 total yards, 215 passing yards, 65 rushing yards, 0 turnovers, 16 first downs, 414 on the third down conversions, 1 sack. So, okay, let's dive right into it. Let's get to some of the good. The first half offense, I would say, for basically the first half was, like I said, was absolutely amazing. Job by both sides of the ball. Vikings absolutely lit up the Saints on defense and on offense. They absolutely owned them because they were, compared to the Saints, 289 yards compared to the Saints' 95 yards. And they were getting after Derek Carr. They were giving him pressure. They were moving the ball consistently. 3 straight touchdowns in the second quarter. Very good stuff right there. Josh Dobbs in the first half was very, very effective. He was confident. He had some good pocket awareness. He was moving around and also had a 67% completion rate, 268 yards, a touchdown. Also had 8 rushes for 44 yards and a touchdown. Basically, very nice rushing touchdown. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's to put the Vikings up 17-3. He somehow evaded pressure right there. Really, really good right there. This is what absolutely is amazing about Josh Dobbs. I mean, he could definitely steal the quarterback one job for right now, the rest of the season, for against Jaren Hall. It's very well still. He still has his errors, which I will talk about a bit, but in the first half, Josh Dobbs had command on that offense like no tomorrow. Ty Chandler, yes, he only got 3 yards a carry. I get it, but he still was moving the ball very well. Ty Chandler with 15 carries for 45 yards, a touchdown. Absolute nice. Did a wild, honestly, he finds holes. And this tells you, the game that you watched tells you that Ty Chandler is your running back one. It should not be Alexander Madison anymore, and it's proven right here. All right, and as far as like passing game, TJ Hawkinson was a warrior out there. He was tough as nails out there. Got injured so many times and then got back up, which was like, oh man, he might be injured. Comes back in the game later, 11 catches, 134 yards, and a touchdown. Very, very good job. Very good. He was very tough out there. I really thought this dude was a bust right now. He's getting paid the money that he needs, and he's playing like it too. So, good job on TJ Hawkinson's end. He's getting better this season, and I love to see it. Jordan Addison didn't have a bad game. 4 catches, 69 yards. Still an elite player, deep threat, so very, very good. And now, the first half play calling was really, really good job by Kevin O'Connell. Really good. Very creative. Did a wildcat play on basically the Vikings to get them up 10-3. Very good stuff. and very good blocking by the O-line too, because Josh Dobbs had some good protection to work with. And then the defensive side, I mean, maybe it was a little bit dicey when they gave up 2 straight touchdowns to the Saints in the second half, maybe. Outside of that, they did a really good job. As far as individual efforts, Josh Metellus had a TFL. He's been elite basically this season. I've said this before. Ivan Pace Jr. I've been waiting for some flashes from this dude in the season. It finally came. He had a nice tackle on second down, which looked like he was going to get a first. I believe it was Alvin Kamara that looked like he was going to get a first down. He dodged 2 tacklers, 2 blockers, and got the tackle. That's some good stuff right there from Ivan Pace Jr. DJ Wonnum, he keeps on being elite all game long. Had a TFL, had 1 sack. Absolutely amazing job by him. He got after the quarterback a few more times too as well. So DJ Wonnum was very good. And on the other end, Danielle Hunter also had a TFL and a sack. Definitely, I mean, what else does Danielle Hunter not do? Mekhi Blackman, I mean, he played really well too. Basically, I think he should be in for a Caleb Evans. He's starting to make a case for being the starter. He had a nice interception, had 2 pass deflections. Absolutely amazing stuff by him. So I think Mekhi Blackman could definitely make a case for being the starter for basically over Caleb Evans. And overall, the good thing about this was, so then let's get to the bad. How did the second half go? Let's talk about it. Second half, Josh Dobbs, I mean, we'll get to the play calling just a bit, but there were a few times where Josh Dobbs could have extended some drives. He could have extended one drive in particular where he had one delayed handoff to Chai Chandler, which got him a TFL. I mean, you should not have to delay it right there. And also the next play after the second down, on third down, TJ Hawkinson was wide open, he threw it in the dirt at the feet of TJ Hawkinson. He was wide open. I mean, he could have extended the drive a little bit more. I don't know if maybe it would have made a difference. Brian O'Neill had a holding penalty, which got brought back from a Ty Chandler touchdown. That's the little definition of holding. You cannot do that. And also, Kevin O'Connell in the second half. I mean, come on, dude. You were doing so good in the first half, and then their last 4 possessions on offense were 3 and outs. Bro, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? I mean, you run. I just don't get what the play calling was. And no doubt, I still love this dude. Just some of the puzzling things that happen. You can do it for whole 4 quarters, what you did in the first half. Ain't no shame in doing that, but I mean, it's just conservative. You're milking the clock. That's what brought the unnecessary drama that we did not need. And they won in spite of you, Kevin O. Not because of you, in spite of you. You cannot do that the rest of the season. If you're going into the playoffs, you're not going to win games like this. You're not winning games. And also also a couple challenges that he did not challenge, 2 spots where it looked like it was a first down. He did not challenge it. I mean, sure, that's on the officiating crew too, but you still have to try and make an effort to challenge. Somebody who was up there in the booth just giving him the green light and the red light, it needs to change from that standpoint. But also that Byron Murphy touchdown pass that he gave up. I mean, he got mossed by Chris Olave on the first one, and on the second one, Byron Murphy gave up. He was standing out in the open field. I don't know what he was doing. He was he practically did not get over faster. So, I mean, man, I mean, maybe that was both on Mekhi Blackman and Byron Murphy because Mekhi Blackman assumed that there was going to be a screen pass, but no dice. It was a it was a duck of a pass by Jameis Winston, but I mean, come on, man. I mean, Byron Murphy, I mean, he got an interception, that's great, but just those 2 touchdown passes I'm going to nitpick on defense. Greg Joseph missed a 54-yard field goal. Probably could have made it a 30-19 game instead of a 27-19. Would have really helped. Would have been up by 11 instead of 8. So you gotta make those. Come on, man. Also, the officiating, for the most part, I mean, in the second half was, it was not really good at all. Just the second half officiating, I mean, you got the 2 spots. The 2 obvious spots that looked like it was a first down. And the thing is, there was so many officiating crew members upstairs watching the video, watching the replay, and then they did not review it. Nobody thought they could review it? Why? Why don't you at least measure it? Like, come on. It looks like the ball's past it. I just don't understand. And also, the Danielle Hunter illegal hands use to the face. You want to know why? But Danielle Hunter had his helmet ripped off by one of the Saints offensive line. Are you kidding me? Like, how is that acceptable? I mean, come on, man. I mean, I get that. I'm not blaming. I know there were a lot of other problems, but the officiating crew was still very, very dismissive and very oblivious this game. I mean, I'm never going to be a blame at the refs, guys, unless I actually see it. But I just don't understand that at all. But other than that, but they got the win. That's still good stuff, man. I'm not complaining at all that it was a win, but my gosh, I was sweating bullets in the second half. That was very, very stressful and unneeded. Because if the Vikings can do what they did from the first half for a full 4 quarters, they are unstoppable. And you know what? They need to do that. And I want to see more of that moving forward. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Skol.